And I call the member for Monash.
Thank you, Deputy Speaker. I ask leave of the Federation Chamber to move notice number 8, private member's business, on behalf of the member for Ford.
Is leave granted? Yes. Leave is granted.
I move the motion relating to the National Student Wellbeing Program in the terms in which it appears on the notice paper. Deputy Speaker, the National School Chaplaincy Program has supported the wellbeing of students and school communities since its establishment in 2006. The program supports more than 3,000 school communities each year. The National School Chaplaincy Program has played a valuable role in supporting student wellbeing in school communities in a variety of ways, adapting for delivery for both the student and the school environment. Each school has bespoke arrangements, often determined by need, location, sociodemographic makeup of the community. Types of offerings are far-reaching and can include individual student support through to breakfast clubs, or simply checking with students during lunch breaks, or even joining a game of soccer. There is indirect support as well. The services for the broader school community, teachers, support admin staff, parents, carers and families. A recent review of the program found that, and I quote, chaplains simply being present is critical because they can. They create a more safe and supportive school environment, identify and respond to wellbeing issues early, for example, identifying behavioural or social issues and helping students with strategies to overcome them, empower students by providing them with encouragement, advice and strategies, build relationships with students and provide a stable, consistent adult figure role. Be available for students, acting in an approachable go-to person that is viewed as separate from other staff. Students have faced significant pressures over the recent years, from natural disasters to COVID pandemic and extended state lockdowns. We are seeing a decline in student participation in sporting activities and community events, exacerbating social isolation and loneliness, as there was a report yesterday that found, and as reported on 3AW that drew my attention to it, loneliness is a factor right across our society, but they found it was most prevalent in, 14 to 24-year-olds had the biggest problem with loneliness. So it talks about that isolation. Young people experiencing mental health challenges has also risen over recent years, from 1 in 5 to 1 in 4 children. The current cost of living pressures being faced by families across the country only exacerbates that pressure and highlights the need for more of these services, trusted services like the National School Chaplaincy Program. One of the key measures in the budget for students in the Student Wellbeing Boost, a Labor election commitment. Before the election, the Prime Minister promised that this would fund school counsellors and psychologists and extra funding for camps, excursions, as well as sporting and social activities that improve children's wellbeing. The total commitment to the package is $203.7 million over 2 years. This includes $10.8 million to develop a mental health check tool. This leaves $192.9 million to deliver mental health and wellbeing support services to students. The department advised that there are around 4,046,000 primary and secondary students in Australia. If you deduct the 10.8, which is going to be used for develop a mental health check tool, this leaves around $47.67 per student, dollars per student. And what sort of wellbeing boost can be delivered for $48? The government, or more than 10,000 public submissions were made. A high proportion of respondents were parents and guardians, 25%, other members of the public, 14%, and teachers, 14%. More than 43% of respondents to the survey were based in Queensland, and 74% of those were not school-based stakeholders. The evaluation found that the National School Chaplaincy Program allowed a holistic approach to wellbeing, meaning chaplains could work alongside students and other services to identify and respond to different wellbeing needs. This means chaplains can identify and respond to all wellbeing needs: mental, physical, social, spiritual, intellectual, economic, It's a great program. Deputy Speaker, we had a chaplain at school. I went to a church-based school. Our chaplain was a popular member of the staff contingent, and I remember with fondness his ability to move easily amongst students. This program has been an excellent program, and I expect the government will continue on in support of students at this time when they've never ever needed this program more than they do today.